Raider reaction is for mature audiences only, so if you can't stand the heat, stay away from the fire.
Another beautiful day to be a Raider, draped in the silver and black. I represent the shield, I represent the swords. It's that time of night again, Raider Nation, and you come back. Why? Because it's time.
What's up, Raider Nation? I am the Commish, coming to you live as always from the friendly confines of Hardcore Challenge Live Studios. Deep behind the enemy line, this is Raider Reaction, and as it will be for the remainder of this 2021 year and 2021 season, it's time to get back to full-time Raider Reaction webcasts. Because we've got a football season starting. We got to be that side dish to your Raiders silver and black season. Las Vegas Raiders season coming up. It's so much to be excited about. I've been on the sidelines for the majority of this calendar year. Not the football season, but the calendar year. But we're back. There's been a lot of shit going on behind the scenes. We've been dealing with social media issues. I mean, we've been in and out. We were here for the draft. We've given our reactions to this and that in the off season. We've had some specials with Prime and myself, so we haven't been completely gone. But we've been a little on the sidelines. But it's time to get fully back in the saddle. We had a live show last night, and we're back tonight. As you see, we got a whole slate of topics. So let's get into the foreplay a little bit. I started to do shows again back in April around the draft time, was carrying them into May. And then my hockey team. See, my hockey team was in the postseason, and my hockey team happened to be the defending Stanley Cup champion, Lightning. And they were into the postseason again. And there was just so much excitement around this postseason with after last year with having COVID, and then being allowed to be in the stands this year and being having watch parties and just being able to have the fan experience around professional sports like we didn't have the year before. It was just so much more hype around it this year. So I was really enjoying the hockey playoffs. So I stepped back from Raider Reaction, and myself and my boys, we engulfed ourselves in the hockey playoffs and gotta watch our team hoist another Stanley Cup. Back-to-back champions, got to enjoy the boat parade, all that good shit. And I tell you what, as much as I am a fan of the Lightning, it's nothing like the Raiders and the fandom I have for the silver and black. And to see a team that I only minutely love, like I love the Raiders, get to embrace championship like that and be able to witness it, my God, I just makes me long for it even more for my team. And to see the Raiders win a championship, it would be like that on steroids times 10. It'd be insanity. It's witnessing a championship that close on a professional level. It was amazing, and it's done. It's over. Shit, they've already gotten rid of one player already off that team, so it's time to get ready for Raider football. So that's where we're at. That's where we're at. So. That's enough foreplay. Let's get to it. The buzz topic coming into this season, as well as, well, shit, the last several seasons. It's where do you stand on either side of the car line? Are you this diehard 100% supporter? He's the quarterback of the silver and black. He can do no wrong. As long as he's the one under center. Or are you the one that, questions the fact this guy's played 7 seasons, no playoff wins, only one playoff berth. You just want to see victories. You don't really care who's under center. There's such a division. You're either on one side of the car line or the other, it seems like, in Raider Nation, and very few people are stood in the middle straddling the line. I'm a firm believer in Derek Carr coming into this season. I believe what Derek Carr did over the past several seasons has shown what this guy is. I think last year he solidified himself as the firm starter in Las Vegas coming into the 2021 season. This is his team. He can make all of the throws. He understands the system. He has the trust of his teammates on offense. He can basically do everything that Gruden is asking him to do on offense right now. He has a rapport with this offensive coordinator. He checks all of the boxes, except for getting the victories and getting those marquee wins. He started to check off some of those marquee wins last year. The big win against the Saints, the huge win on the road in Kansas City. Those were marquee wins. But at some point, you want to see a quarterback help push the team to that next level. Now, last season, like I said, I thought he firmly solidified himself as a quarterback because he had a career year. He had an amazing year, and you firmly saw that the defense was on the other side of the ball was the big problem, the glaring problem, and you saw that they went out and firmly addressed that in this offseason. And I think with the additions to the defense, the things that they've done on offense, I think this is a make it or break it year for Derek Carr. I think if you go out and you've now played your 8th season in the silver and black and you just haven't had any playoff success, you just haven't been able to get anywhere or get this team anywhere, and you, like I say, like Rich is saying, like Prime's saying, you got to have a defense. But if you come out and you have even a half-assed defense this year and you don't get it done with Derek Carr, I don't even think it's a knock on Derek Carr. At some times, these marriages in sports just don't work. And maybe you've got to, Carr's got to go his way. The Raiders got to go try something else. Maybe Carr's successful at his next stop, which would absolutely fucking suck. But, sometimes that's just the way it is. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. Maybe Gruden needs to go. There's so many what ifs when you're talking about professional sports. But this is a guy, he can make all the throws, he can do everything that's needed to be done in this offense. You've got to give him a defense and see what he can do. If you let Derek Carr leave the silver and black without giving him a solid defense, I think that's a goddamn travesty. I think that would be a travesty. And I think you would have wasted the potential and the talent of Derek Carr. And that would be sad. That'd be a sad thing to, definitely a sad flag to fucking fly, that's for sure. Because he has the talent to get you there. But, you know, he does need the pieces around him. Trade Carr for Rodgers. Well, that's we've got that topic a little further down the fucking line in this son of a bitchin' show. That's for sure. But we'll get there later. We'll get there later. So the Carr line. Where you at? Where you at coming into the 2021 season with Derek Carr? Are you one more year? Are you going to be calling for Mariota to come in and replace him in the first month of the season if you've got a little stumble block coming out? You got Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Miami, and the Chokers that first month of the season. Where are you at on that Carr line? I'm with Derek Carr all the way till the final whistle blows in the 2021 season. I don't like mid-season changes. I've never been a big fan of them. You know what you've got in Carr. This guy. You look at his stats. What's this guy? He's started 16 games, 15 games, 15 games, 16. This guy's durable as fucking hell, man. He's gonna be there for your team. He's not going anywhere, and I think that's a huge thing. You know what you've got in Derek Carr. He's a proven commodity. I agree with Dion. This is his last chance, I believe. I believe this is his last chance. I don't think you can continue as an organization, as a fan base, as anything, to continue to make the argument for Derek Carr 8 seasons in, man. You played 8 fucking seasons, and you've got 0 fucking playoff wins? I don't know how you can make that argument anymore. At some point, you're just like, damn, man. You gotta make a change. It's a young man's game. That you gotta bring in one of these, young guns. You make a move. You gotta do something. Bring in a veteran. God, you just seen it happen last year. As much as I fucking turns my stomach to even bring that up. Other teams are doing things and making moves and being dynamic and having fucking success. The Kansas City Chiefs were knocking on the door of a fucking Super Bowl with Alex Smith. And they got rid of his ass and upgraded. Teams in our division are being dynamic and making moves. At some point, you got to think outside the goddamn box. You just got to do so. But I'm just curious as to where you were at in the Carr line coming into 2021. I'm Derek Carr all the way through this season. I may question some of the things that happen throughout the season, but I think he should firmly be the starter. He should firmly be the starter. If he is the man at this 7 days out now from the start of training camp, if he is the man on this roster, then let's roll. That's not our problem. That's not the problem for 2021. We know what the problem was. That's problems being addressed. Now, part of Derek Carr's success is hitched to the wide receiver position. Now, this is I'm gonna come right out here. This is a place of concern for me personally. Is our wide receiver core. Everybody wants to but we got John Brown and we got Willie Snead and we got all these. Those guys were fringe players on other wide receiver cores. Okay, these guys weren't number ones. These weren't number twos. You couldn't even hardly call these guys number threes. You're looking at a wide receiver core right now, and you're coming in. You've got looking at basically your starting 3 as being Henry Ruggs III, Brian Edwards, an unproven number 2 second-year guy. Ruggs is a second-year guy. Both really unproven. Both were banged up last year. You're coming in with Hunter Renfrow. who's proven to be a solid slot receiver, third Renfro. But those are looking to be your three starters right there at the wide receiver positions. Now, when you look at their stat lines, a very disappointing season last year with only 26 receptions for 2 touchdowns for Henry Ruggs III. Brian Edwards, equally as disappointing, as he only had 11 receptions for 1 touchdown. Keep up with me here, folks. That's a total of 3 touchdowns. And Hunter Renfro, who did have a solid year with 56 receptions, still only grabbed 2 touchdowns. Keep up with me, folks. Your starting wide receiver core coming in has had a total of 5 fucking touchdowns last year. 5. That's not a lot, okay? That's not a lot. 2 of them are second-year guys. Really, it's still out on, man. Ruggs last year, the slightness in size showed up in a big way a couple times this season. I've seen him get worked over by a D-back several times. Saw him get slammed to the turf, caused a fumble once. Another time, ball just popped out, but it wasn't a fumble. His speedy, deep guy, but to be a number 1, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he's a versatile guy. Brian Edwards, we had a lot of hope in Brian Edwards last season, but I'm hoping for a lot out of these guys, but it's a little unproven. I mean, you even go down, you've got Zay Jones. Zay Jones had 1 touchdown last year. Willie Snead had, what did Willie Snead have? He had 3. John Brown, I believe, had 2 or 3. John Brown also had 3. So, I mean, these aren't guys that are prolific scorers in the league. They are solid wide receivers, but they aren't prolific scorers. None of these guys are proven prolific scorers that they put up a ton of touchdowns. Now, when you're looking at this, you can obviously see that the Raiders are planning on leaning on Darren Waller as filling in as that number 1 receiver in this offense. He's going to get a bulk of the targets. He's going to be your guy. He's going to be the guy they lean on. But still, Derek Carr, at some point, you haven't never given him a solid defense, and you've still never given him a solid number 1 wide receiver to play with either. And I think that's a goddamn travesty. I really thought that would have been something they would have focused on a little more in this offseason, was getting that number 1 guy. I didn't really think they didn't really go for it in the draft. Thank you, Leslie, as always. Thank you. And thank you each and every. Let me take a time out. Let me pause for a second. I want to thank each and every one of you that are watching here at Raider Reaction. Those of you that are maybe stopping in for the first time. Those of you that are watching again. Thank each and every damn one of you, man. We appreciate any second you spend with us here at Raider Reaction. We are just getting things kicked back off for this 2021 season. I'm excited. Y'all should be excited. I have a lot of optimism for this season, but I think this is we're close to a crossroads with this team and this franchise. I really, really think so, and I think this season's huge, man. I think this season's huge. You got a coach that's been here a while now. He's been able to fucking put his fingerprint on everything. So, and you've already had to change out a defensive coaching staff, which is a bad fucking mark on the resume of John Gruden in his return to the silver and black. So, what's the score? Brian, what's the score? What's the score of the game? Is that on tonight? I was so busy doing prep, I forgot. I've been watching that series. Been watching the NBA Finals here as it's come down since the hockey season's over. Lightning, back-to-back champions. Oh, it's a beautiful thing to watch. Beautiful thing to watch. So, like I said, I think the Raiders are leaning on Darren Waller as being the number 1 wide receiver. Suns are up. Got to win this one, man. They got to win this one. It's been an interesting series when you see that LeBron and all Golden State, you saw the Nets. Man, there's nothing greater than watching the Nets fucking collapse. Fuck the Nets, man. They tried to buy a championship. Fucking bunch of fucking crybaby bitches all put together. Fuck them. I was glad to see all of them fail. So it's kind of interesting. It's nice to watch this NBA finals because you got a couple of teams that are, so there's going to be some new blood that gets to hoist a championship. So that's always nice to see. It's always nice to see. But, like I said, I think Darren Waller, they're leaning on him as the number one wide receiver because you got a bunch of unproven guys, man. You got a bunch of unproven guys. You've got guys that are proven. You know what they can go out there and they can do as a whole and over the course of a season. But you've got a lot of the same type of guy, man. John Brown, Willie Snead, these guys are a lot of the same body type. They're smaller. They're speed guys. They're deep threats. Hunter Renfrow, Willie Snead, John Brown, Ruggs III. They're all kind of the same body type, man. Edwards is a big body. He's good for that deep ball going up for it. Zay Jones a little bit too. But I'm telling you, you're going to see a lot of Waller. Waller is going to be the go-to. He's going to be He's going to be your number one. He's going to be the number one. That's why you didn't see that move. Now, the key obviously to this season, as we were talking earlier, as Prime mentioned in the comments, as several people mentioned in the comments, it's all about the defense. Derek Carr showed you last season, listen, all right, there were questions in 19, 18. Am I the guy? Blah, 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 blah. Should we make a move at quarterback? Nah. You saw in 2020, Derek Carr's the fucking man at the quarterback position for the Las Vegas Raiders. You got to give him a motherfucking defense. So you go out, you let John Gruden hand pick anybody he wanted. He could have went and got anybody he wanted for defensive coordinator. He went and he gets his boy from the fucking Bengals, Gunther, and brings him in, gives him all kinds of fucking lead, man. Goes a whole season after basically everybody in the Raider Nation was firmly on the bandwagon of get rid of that motherfucker. We need to change something, the scheme, something on defense has got to change. You got to get rid of the defensive coordinator. And he kept him around. Finally, last season, the move was made way too fucking late. And so now here we are. You've had an offseason to make that move. You bring in Gus Bradley, who orchestrated the Legion of Boom back in the day. He's put together a Super Bowl caliber. He put together a fucking Super Bowl defense that got a fucking badass nickname, man. That right there is something for resume. Legion of Boom. Oh, you do? That's the Legion of Boom coach? Fuck. You got a defense with a nickname, man. In the NFL. That's something right there. So he brings that. That's basically what he brings. And with the chokers, the sparklers, he was able to bring them within a top 10 defense. And he's coming to play with some of the players that he had on that defense. So I think the improved D is the key to this season, and they have made the moves that necessary to make that happen. You've brought in Ngakwe on the defensive line. You've brought in Quentin Jefferson, Solomon Thomas. You've made moves on the defensive line. We're going to get to the linebacker here in a minute, as you see on the list there. So I think the key to this season, and I think we all know that. Sup, Tanner? What's up, everybody? What's up, Chad? What's up, Brian? What's up, Richard? What's up, Joseph? And then those are all big ifs, my man. Like Joseph, if Edwards stays healthy. If. We haven't seen that, man. We haven't seen that. There's a lot of big ifs on both sides of the ball. You got Tanner Muse, the safety from Clemson that was supposed to move down to linebacker, be part of the linebacker core, help out on defense. Doesn't play a fucking snap last year. You got him. You got another guy you're making a move from in Diablo. Divine Diablo. One of the fucking, man, what a badass name. Born to be Divine Diablo. It's fucking one of the coolest names in the draft last year. By far. I hope he doesn't suck. I'd like to get me a fucking Diablo jersey. We got to see how he pans out, though. I bought me a Tanner Muse autographed helmet last year, and we see how fucking well that's worked out. The fucking values really went up on that fucking thing. Skyrocketing. What's up? What's up, Manuel? What's up, Joseph? Thank y'all for joining us. Smash that share button. Make sure to follow the instructions there scrolling across the bottom of your screen. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. We're twitching, bitch. That's right. We're twitching live right now. We're live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Check us out. Check us out. Check us out. Instagram. We had to get a new Instagram up because, you know, all the social media issues, but we do got a new Instagram up. So when we get our Instagram back, we'll have double Instagram. You fucking DP in that shit on Instagram. So follow us, join the group, all that shit. But improved defense, it's the huge key, man. It's the elephant in the room. You can talk about anything else, everything you've done to help out, but if you don't improve the defensive side of the ball, you are wasting a talent at quarterback that you've had in-house for quite some time, and that's going to be a goddamn shame if that happens. It would be a goddamn shame. Now, how's the offensive line? All of the big cuts, big releases, basically the big fleecing to get money, freeing up salary cap, was on your offensive line, offensive side of the ball. That's where you tried to free up a lot of money last year. There's a lot of guys that have fucking left house. Big doughboy motherfucker there that used to be on the right tackle, he's gone. You got rid of Gabe Jackson. You've really made some moves. So coming in now, you've got Colton Miller, who was a question a couple of years ago. Now Colton Miller's got paid. He is your left tackle. You believe he is the guy for the future. So you've got him out there. You've got Richie Incognito, which I am very happy that you're bringing him back for another year or two to see what you can get out of Incognito. He's solid. I think with Miller completely firms up your left side. Now, the big question mark, I believe, is in the middle. It's not on the right side. On the right side, you got the rookie Alex Leatherwood. You're starting out there at right tackle. I mean, that's why you went and grabbed him with that big number 1 pick. You got Denzel Good, who Denzel Good has earned it over the past couple seasons, man. He's been the Swiss Army knife on this offensive line. He's played everywhere he's needed to play. I think he's earned it, but I agree with Richard. And yes, Richard, I saw your message. I'm getting ready to send out packages and shit and get caught up. So yes, it'll be coming your way very shortly. Man, I'm so behind on shit. I'm just getting, I tell you, you step away from this shit, it's amazing how many tentacles all of this fucking whatever I do here has. When I put it all down for a minute and try to pick it back up, my God, there's so much shit that needs to be done, and I don't have enough time in the day. But Andre James being in the middle of this line, having to fill in for Rodney Hudson, who is an anchor of this franchise, not just this team, man. This guy's been was a perennial All-Pro, perennial Pro Bowler. He was considered the best at his position in the entire league. To have that on your team at any position, the best in the entire league, is an amazing thing. And Andre James has to fill in for that this year. That's all. So, don't slip. Basically, you've taken the center away from Derek Carr, who he's had basically his entire career as a professional. I mean, there's little things about the offense that just concern me a little bit. When you make tweaks on an offensive line that was solid, one of the top offensive lines in the league, when that offensive line was healthy, it was one of the top in the league. I'm just concerned about, it's a whole season. Called upon's one thing. I get it, Brian. I get it. But a whole season, you're the guy. Big shoes to fill. Ricky hits it right on the head, man. Big shoes to fill. That's all I'm saying. It's just concerning, man. It's concerning. That's all I'm saying. Now, we touched on defense a little earlier. Now I want to go back to defense. And I think the biggest thing that you needed on this defense to really pull this defense together is somebody to be your quarterback on this defensive side of the ball. Somebody who's really going to take a firm grasp at being the leader on this defensive squad, man. We've tried for so many, I can't even remember. Who was the last great fucking quarterback, inside linebacker, middle linebacker that this team had that went out there and fucking just, grab motherfuckers by the face masks on this defense, that lit teammates up, that made people accountable? Who was the last guy out there who was calling plays, who was making things happen? I mean, how fucking far back we gotta go, man, to find that last guy? You gotta go all the way back to fucking Matt Millen? I mean, how far back we gotta go? Beakert was probably the last. I mean, it's been so long. We've had so many. It's a fucking like a rotisserie at the fucking linebacker position for this team. Every fucking year they go out and try to get another. And here we go again. You're going with Kwiatkowski, Morrow, and Littleton. That's basically what you're looking at as your big three coming in as your starting linebackers. And behind them, you've got Tanner Muse, who we talked about earlier. Dude hasn't even played a snap at linebacker. He was a safety at Clemson. He was a solid player on a national championship team, but moving positions, and he's never even played a snap in the league. He was on IR. Had a chance to come back in the IR him again. He missed the whole fucking year last year. So you got him coming in. You got Divine Diablo, who's making the move. Also moving positions coming in. I'm going to try him at linebacker. Javin White. You've got some other guys further, 3 or 4 other guys further down the roster, but those are your top 6. So still a little concerning because you added Ngakwe. Yes, you've done things at the secondary, but you're just going to try to reboot what didn't really work last year at linebacker and just hope that you're getting a healthier version of what you got in 2020 at linebacker. That's what we're basically hoping. So that's when you're looking at an offense that can fucking get it done. They can get you there. They can beat the top echelon teams in the league on offense if their defense can keep them in the game. That's where this team is. And so if you're not addressing the key elements of your defense, we're going to see. Well, Tana, he's on the chopper, man. Muse is definitely on the chopping block. I mean, the great thing now is you get all of preseason to decide if you're going to keep that guy or not, and which I think is great. I thought it was bullshit that you had to decide if you were going to keep players after week 1 when most of the time you wouldn't even get a chance to see those guys fucking play. How are you going to fucking decide if the guy, I didn't even get a chance to get this kid on the fucking field, and I got to decide if I'm cutting the motherfucker at the end of the week? That's bullshit. I didn't think that was fair to the franchises, and I didn't think that was fair to the players. I like that they keep them all the way through the preseason, so that at least that gives these guys the entire training camp and preseason to show if you are worthy of making the fucking final roster. So I think that's nice. But is linebacker fixed? Ladies and gentlemen, the fucking jury is out on that. That's for damn sure. I hope so. I have a lot of questions coming into this 2021 season, a lot more than I would hope to have had. I feel like they've tried to address all of the problems for the most part, but linebacker, to me, was glazed over a little. I don't think you were good at linebacker. You brought in Divine Diablo. You're moving another defensive back safety type and trying to make him a linebacker. That's a project. Is he going to start? Is he going to be calling plays? And she going to be that type of player? I don't know. Time will tell. Time will tell. But have we fixed the linebacker position as a franchise? The silver and black? We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Now, toting the rock. This is going to be fun. I think you're going to... This is going to come down, I think, a lot to how the middle of this offensive line that you've put together now with Denzel Good, Andre James in the middle, and Incognito can help create holes with solid running back, solid fullback, who I think is one of the best fullbacks in the league, Alec Ingold, in front of Josh Jacobs. And you're also bringing in this guy as well, who I think is an amazing addition to the team, and that is Kenyon Drake. You got the Drake and Josh show going to be going on this season, and Josh Jacobs has already shown you that he's one of the top backs in the league. He just needs a guy who can spell him. You had that last season. Booker he was money when he came in off the bench, but I think this doesn't even really give you much of a step down when Josh Jacobs goes to the bench. This just brings in a little different player who's got a little different bag of tricks than him, but is also very similar for the line to continue blocking for. So I think it's going to be very interesting adding Kenyon Drake with Josh Jacobs back there in the backfield behind Alec Ingold. I'm just hoping for a solid interior line, because I think you're going to get a lot of these guys. You're going to get a lot of setups for passes to the tight end, a lot of play action, a lot of dink and dunk, a lot of the same shit that you've seen over the last couple seasons. I mean, John Gruden is not changing his offensive scheme. You know what he's coming out to do. You know what his fucking game plan is. He's going to dink and dunk. They throw to the fucking running backs, and having another guy that can catch the ball out of the backfield, who's quick, who's sure-handed, is just a little different version of Josh Jacobs. This is a John Gruden type guy. It's a Charlie Garner type back. This fits right into the John Gruden system. So with him and Josh Jacobs, Alec Ingold, I mean, they did bring in another fullback, Ashley, Garrett Groshek. They brought him in. He's a rookie that they brought in. They didn't even have another fullback on the roster last year, and I doubt they keep another fullback. I mean, Alec Ingold he just flies under the radar because fullback's just not a sexy position, but he is one of the best young players at his position in the entire league. I don't think that kid gets enough credit, and I think you're going to see a little more of that this year. He's got another guy he's going to be able to open holes for with Kenyon Drake, and I think that's very, very exciting for your Las Vegas Raiders backfield, having Kenyon Drake in there toting that rock. That's for damn sure. It's there's a lot to be excited for. I mean, I don't want to come back, my first show back after a while, and I sound like such a fucking pessimist. Like, oh, man, you're questioning the wide receivers. You're questioning this, that, the other. The fuck's wrong with you, man? The hell's your goddamn problem? You know, I don't want to be that guy. Because I am excited for this season. I'm excited. You got a team that was right around a 500 team last year with a shitty fucking defense, man. A shitty defense. If you had a half-ass middle-of-the-road defense, you're in the playoffs last year. You were in the playoffs. You almost missed the fucking backdoor fucking extra Walmart playoff spot that they created last year. You almost got in there. You were that close. That close. Missed it by that much. But you just didn't make it. So, I think you can get there. I think he can get there. I'm excited. I mean, I feel they have addressed the majority of the problems on this team, trying to correct things. I mean, I think linebacker was a little glazed over. I think you addressed it casually a little bit. Divine Diablo adding a couple other guys, bringing guys back. I guess if you think bringing guys back is addressing it, I suppose. To me, that's not. I think you needed to make a splash move at that position. That one was a little disappointing to me. That was a little disappointing to me. I really wanted to see a splash move made in the offseason or in the draft. Thought there was going to be a splash move made at linebacker in the draft. That was somewhat shocking to me, but we'll see. I think toting the rock though. It's going to be exciting, man. You've added the wide receiver core is concerning. But there is some talent. There is some exciting players on there who can make some plays, man. You guys got some guys that can go deep. You've got some guys who have been around several seasons. John Brown, Willie Snead, these guys have been here. They've been doing it for a while. Snead did it for a while with Drew Brees, one of the best in the business. He knows how to get open. He knows how to produce. He's produced over a long period of time. He's just never been the go-to guy. But adding these guys, solid, man. Adding these guys is solid. That's for damn sure. That's for damn sure. So, toting the rock, I think it's gonna be fun in 2021, and I think we got a lot of touchdown Raiders in our touchdown Raiders in our future this season. That's for damn sure. Now, coming up. What is it? I think it's August 8th, I believe. It's August 7th and 8th, I think, is the double enshrinement. Because they're doing the 2020 enshrinement because they didn't do the 2020 Hall of Fame enshrinement because of COVID. So they're doing 2020 on Saturday and then 2021 on Sunday. 2021 is the one that Raider Nation is excited about, though, man. You've got Tom Flores. Long. Did I say long? Long overdue going into the Hall of Fame. And then you got C. Wood, Charles Woodson, the GOAT, one of the greatest ever to do it at his positions at cornerback, defensive back, safety. Anywhere he played in the defensive backfield, he was one of the best to ever do it. Unfortunately, he did not get to raise a Lombardi trophy in the silver and black, but he did get to raise one in his career. That was unfortunately with the Shit Packers. But he's basically going in as a Raider. I mean, he is a Raider. He came back. He wanted to end his career as a Raider. So you got Charles Woodson going in at the same time as Tom Flores. So that's a large silver and black contingency at the Super Bowl this year. And that is just awesome, man. It's just great to see. It's great to see Flores get in while the guy's still breathing. My God. You know, the way they've treated some of these guys, I mean, these guys deserve to be able to stand up there on the stage and be able to give their speech, to be able to enjoy the moment of seeing their bust immortalized in the Hall of Fame. To be able to give the speech, man. The speech to me is that's immortalizing. They show that shit forever on NFL Network. Your Hall of Fame speeches, and those are just immortalizing. You get to hear these guys who are one of the great stand up there and spill their heart out and tell everything about their past and just capture you for 15, 20 minutes. Some of those guys go a while. I've seen some great fucking speeches, and to rob these guys of that, I think, is a fucking crime. Stabler, like Chad mentioned, getting in after he passed was a fucking travesty. The Hall didn't even want to give the family a ring or a jacket because he got in after he had passed. They just made a bust and had the family up there. They weren't going to give them a ring. They didn't give them the jacket. Nothing. The way the Hall treated the Stabler family, it was fucked. It was fucked. And it's great that Kenny got in. I mean, he deserved to be in. He deserved to be in long before. How do you not have the fucking snake in the Hall of Fame, man? I mean, come on. One of the greatest NFL quarterbacks of all time. I mean, this guy's tied into the NFL lore, and you didn't have him in until after he died? I mean, come on. So we got robbed. We got robbed of the immortal snake standing up there and being able to give us this speech. We never got that. Could you imagine what that speech would have been like? To have Kenny Stabler stand up there and talk to us for 10, 15 minutes and to tell us all about what football meant to him and what it meant to be a Hall of Famer. And we were robbed of that as a fucking fan base. I mean, so I am thrilled to death that Tom Flores is in. He's excited about it. He's elated. It's a big fucking moment. And it's something you should be able to enjoy. It shouldn't be something we're memorializing you as a Hall of Famer. Fuck that, man. This guy was a fucking pioneer, a fucking multi-level champion, a multiple champion. I mean, the list goes on and on. We ain't gotta fucking go down that list no more. He's in. But I mean, this guy was a fucking trailblazer, and the fact it took so long, sickening, man. Sickening. But he's in. It's a great thing that he's in, and he's going to Charles Woodson, who's another great Raider. It's gonna be a great night on the first part of August there, on weekend nights there with some induction speeches. So you got a couple silver and black legends going in, not just greats, legends. Charles Woodson and Tom Flores are legends, and Tom Flores is a legend on so many levels for this franchise. It's great. It's amazing. Great. It's great to see him get in, man. It really is. I look forward to his speech. I really, really do. It should be awesome. Want to touch on the third aspect of the team before we get out of here tonight. That is the special teams side of the ball. You got A.J. Cole the third. This dude, you didn't bring in another punter because this dude is money. We got a punter. We're not worried about him. This dude, as far as the punt game, got it locked down. We're good. A.J. Cole III has our punting game sewn up. He's solid. He's good. He's good. Daniel Carlson, we did bring in another place kicker because, you can't ever really be sold on kicker. You got to have somebody always pushing that guy. You brought in Dominic Eberle to push Carlson this year. But I think Daniel Carlson's ultimately going to get the nod again. I don't think you're going to see Eberle take it from him. It's going to be Carlson, who's proved, I think he's adequate. I think he can get the job done. Whether he's going to be one of those place kickers that, goes to that next level remains to be seen. But I think he's somebody that we can get it done with. He's going to be more there for us than he burns us. And so I think we're all right there. And, of course, Trent Seed coming back as your long snapper is again, solid. I think the jury's still out on who the the kick returner, punt returner are going to be. I know Renfro's in the mix, Jalen Richard's in the mix, Henry Ruggs the third. We'll see. We'll see. There's been some additions made to this team. So, we'll see. We'll see. But I think as special teams as a whole, this team is pretty solid on the third part of the roster. Pretty solid. Going in, solid punter, solid place kicker, solid long snapper. Got to figure out those return guys. But as a whole, you're coming in pretty solid. I don't think we have a lot of holes on the special team side of the ball. So that's very positive coming in to the 2021 season. Gotta have that special teams tightened up, man. Gotta have that special teams tightened up. Now, it's that time of the show. Winding it down here. Those of you that made it all the way to the end, we're winding it down. It's time to hit that last little segment of the show. That special little segment that we like to call the WTF. Man, all fucking offseason, ever since the night one of the National Football League draft, the biggest story in the National Football League has been what? Prime even mentioned it earlier, jokingly, in the fucking beginning of the show in the comments. Aaron fucking Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers. Here we are. We are days out from start of training camps. And Aaron Rodgers and this Packers bullshit is still continuing on. I was even earlier when I would even so much as to entertain the idea that you bringing in a Hall of Fame quarterback. You see another franchise showed what can happen with that last season. I would have entertained the idea. Now this late in the game, this close to training camp, how could you not, if you're Aaron Rodgers, have come out and said, I'm forcing a trade? How could you leave it hanging in the air coming into training camp like this? It's the whole fucking thing is absurd. He's gonna come out looking like an absolute fucking chump at the end of this, an absolute bitch. It's such a horrible look. And how do you let this go all the way down to training camp? Because what move or trade are you going to make in a team at this point, like right before training camp? You're going to come in and be like, well, guys, we were going with him, but we got this guy now. So come on. You're going to do that like right before training camp? It seems like bad form on both sides. You think both sides would have wanted some fucking resolution before now? This is absolutely fucking ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I would have entertained a conversation about it maybe a month or two ago. At this point, what the fuck with that entire situation? It's like the Brett Favre, I'm going to retire, I'm not going to retire bullshit. It's always some motherfucking Packer. Y'all fucking need to get your shit together. You just ain't got nothing better to do up in fucking Wisconsin? I mean, I get it. What the hell is there in Wisconsin anyway? Cheese? That's about it. I can't think of anything else. The cheese. Cheese and the Packers. I think that's all they got up there. But, so I get it. Maybe just boredom. Just like, fuck it. I'm going to yank their chain for a while. But I'm sick of it all. Aaron Rodgers will be a Raider, says fucking Raider Lines. Oh, man. That's a bold call there, Lines. It's a bold call. The entire situation, I think, should have... If you were Aaron Rodgers and you really wanted to be moved, and you really wanted to force the hand of the Packers, I think that's something that you should have done a fucking month or two ago. You should have come out and said, listen, I'm fucking done. I get if you wanted to fuck with them and fuck their draft up. And you wanted to drop that bombshell, or you wanted that bombshell leaked at the draft. I get that. Completely understand that. 100%. I get that. And you wanted to fuck with them. But a week or two later, you come out and you say, all right, I'm done. Trade me. I'm done. I'm not playing for you motherfuckers this year. Trade my ass. And then you can make the move. And then you can start getting ready for training camp with your new franchise quarterback, wherever he may be. Now? Ah, man, that's a tough move to make. Let's just say it happened in the silver and black. Now you're going to come to this team that you've built up around Derek Carr for fucking how many seasons? And you're going to come in and you're going to drop Aaron Rodgers on the roster? I don't think you could do it at this point. I think you'd have a half-ass fucking mutiny on your hands. You would divide a fucking locker room, man. You would divide a locker room quicker than shit. That would be fucking terrible. If Aaron Rodgers leaves the Packers, we will get Devontae Adams. Kenneth Parsons is calling it. Wow, good luck with all that. That's like some Madden trade there with your buddy. I'll give you Carr and like the next 4 years fucking #1 picks, and you give me Adams and Rodgers. All right, done. Yeah, that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen in NFL. They do love Jordan Love. But here's what they also love in Green Bay. They love their fan base, and they love their legacy that they have there. And they're going to tarnish the shit out of that and piss off their fan base if they fucking run out another Hall of Fame quarterback like they do. But like they did Favre. I don't think they want another bad departure like Favre's. Do you remember how bad Favre's was? He became a motherfucking Jet, for Christ's sakes, instead of sticking around. He wouldn't play for the Jets. I mean, that's... Yeah, I don't think that... I don't think they want to have that. So... We'll see, but what the fuck on that entire situation? Oh, God. Fucking make a move, man. Make a move.
Why don't you try sticking your head up your ass?
Ladies and gentlemen of the Raider Nation, I thank you for joining me It was the Raider Nation Report. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back here tomorrow night. Same rated time, same rated channel. With some more silver and black freshness. We are back right here, live, every night. Raider Reaction, Monday through Friday. Holding it down for your 2021 Las Vegas Raiders season. Your little side dish to your Raiders season. Thank you for joining us, each and every damn one of you. You guys are the shit. Make sure to like us, follow us on all of our social media platforms. All of that shit. You know how we do it. Everything. All that stuff. Join the group. Do this, that, the other. All that stuff that the scrolls say. Do it all! But thank you for joining us, each and every damn one of you. You guys are the shit. I appreciate it to the fullest. All the support we get at Raider Reaction. It's been a rough year, but we're here. We're back. We're resilient, and we ain't going nowhere. And it's time to get this thing kicked off right. Put the past in the past. It's time to move forward. Head down. Let's go. Let's do this. It's 2021. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I'm out. Peace, love, Raider Nation.